Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Simply Together show. It's the 13th of February. It's a bit rainy out there today, a little bit chilly, but not too bad. How are you doing, Nike?
Oh, all good. We thank God. We always like getting towards the middle of the week when we stop coming into the office. But yeah, it's good. We're excited as always.
Wonderful. So we've got two guests with us who we will talk to in just a moment. I'm just going to pop out a question out there. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. So whoever's watching, even if you're doing it on catch up later on, tell us, what do you think about Valentine's Day? Is it too commercialized? Are you still so loved up that it's absolutely fantastic? What do you think about it, and what do you do? So just let us know, whoever's out there, let us know what your thoughts are. So I'm going to hand over to Nike and Ruth, and then I'm going to talk to Timothy afterwards. So over to you.
Right. Hello.
Hi, Niki. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm good. Thank you. How are you? Thank you for coming on.
You're very welcome. I'm great. Thank you.
Dear. So how's it going?
Shall I share a bit of what Veronica shared last week?
Before we do that, what I was going to suggest, and the reason why I was asking how it was going is that if you could just tell people a little bit about you.
About me. I am an NLP practitioner, a specialist transition coach, and I work with women through menopause, having menopaused myself. I'm still menopausing, actually. Specifically women who've had trouble with that hysterectomy and that sort of thing. And I work with families with parental transition, coping with going back to work and that sort of thing. So I do quite a lot, but it's all around transition, which is why I've got butterflies everywhere. Don't know if you can see them on the screen, but
okay.
I like the butterflies. So it's all about supporting life transitions, basically, and menopause is a huge one that I'm quite passionate about.
Right. And just listening to what you were saying at the top there, obviously with the menopause there, did you actually choose that subject, or was it because obviously you had the experience and you saw the impact it had on you that you decided to help others?
Yes, I kind of stumbled into helping others because when I was in perimenopause, I didn't realize I was in perimenopause. And looking back now, I can see, oh my goodness, the symptoms were so obvious, but I didn't know what they were then. So I just, over the years, became more passionate, especially post-hysterectomy, about helping not just women, but everyone to understand the impact of perimenopause and menopause on a woman's life and on everybody's lives, because what a woman's going through, you're a woman yourself, you know. When our brains are changing as they do throughout both puberty and childbirth and pregnancy and menopause, as our brains change, we react differently to situations. We can cope better or worse with different things. Our emotions are generally all over the place, so we can get quite snappy or not, very weepy, or both, one after the other instantly. We can get forgetful, we get brain fog. There are so many physical symptoms as well, like hot sweats, like loss of libido, itchy skin, hair thinning, and of course, with the loss of estrogen, our skin gets a bit saggier. So it's just quite, I really wanted to help other women see that actually if we recognize the symptoms early, our own symptoms early, then we can start adjusting our lives and adapting our day-to-day expectations on what's happening to us. So with more awareness of ourselves, we can then also communicate with our partners, with our kids, with our co-workers as well, that actually this is normal. I'm not enjoying it. This is what's going to happen. And you need to know as well, because you've got to spend time with me. And so that's why I think it's really important that everybody has an awareness on it. And that, I guess, is where the passion comes from, is that I didn't have the support I would like other women to have. And other couples, families, as I say, colleagues as well. So it can really impact everywhere when we don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So obviously you've talked about them, like with the transition. So do you go into workplaces as well?
Yes, I do. I go into workplaces and we tailor sessions depending on the kind of organisation. Like next week and the week after, I've got two in the same organisation, but at different levels of the organisation. So they want it pitching slightly differently, because there's all sorts of things to look at, including things like the Equalities Act, and that's where it would fall under, for example. And then, of course, what reasonable adjustments can be made within the workplace that don't cost an awful lot. It's not great cost to the company. What it's good for is that it reduces the amount of sick days, because actually days, because other things can happen. It might be that if a woman is suffering with either incredibly painful periods or fibroids or anything that's causing complications, that isn't necessarily every day, but might be once a month, and she just needs to have a later lie-in that morning because she's exhausted. Explaining to companies that actually, yeah, you could let, in your company, you could let that person come in a few hours late because she'll make it up over the next few weeks, if that's really important. Because you're going to get more out of your staff that way. They're going to be more loyal to you, and therefore not leave. And the average employee, the cost of the average employee leaving to replace and advertise and recruit and all that, it's about £30,000. So it's not a small change. So to go in and get somebody like me in to go in and do these awareness workshops, because they're not talks, they don't talk at people. We play, we learn with active learning, and it's far more fun, and people go away with more to use as well. That can just save businesses so much money. So yeah, really enjoy that interaction.
That sounds good. So it's probably a typical and obvious question, but I am still very curious, is that when you go into the workplace, do you get any pushback? Or because I'm thinking traditionally when you're at work, if you've got issue, you're ringing in and saying, oh, I can't come in today because I'm not feeling well. And then there comes a time when you might have to get a doctor's note. And obviously, so even around illnesses and stuff that everybody generally knows about, some companies can be quite tight and funny about it. And then now asking them to recognize something that is real, but obviously traditionally it's not something that they'd like to acknowledge. And obviously with women working much longer now as well, do you get, what type of pushback did you get, or have you been blessed and not had any?
So far so good. So far it's I haven't had anybody coming back saying, well, we can't do that. I have had women saying to me, I've asked for that in work and they've said no. But they're also the sort of businesses that aren't interested in getting somebody like me in. And the way we work, it's not just me that goes into all of them. I have two colleagues who I work with, one of whom is male, Brian, so he comes in with me as well, which is great because that instantly makes people in the room think differently, because it's not just about women, as I said. So when Brian's on the workshops with me as well, the men in the room, or those that identify as male in the room, will think differently because, oh, well, if he's interested in it, maybe I should be interested in it. It really switches their mindset. It's really interesting to watch, actually. Especially as these two I've got coming up next week and the week after. He'll be at one but not the other, so that'll be interesting to see that. So so that sort of presence is different as well. But if a company's not going to take into account that they have human beings working for them, then that's what we question, do we really want to work for them anyway? They become the undesirable workplace, and so their business will struggle. At the end of the day, they'll be the ones who lose.
Oh wow. Okay. So so aside from going into workplaces, I do believe that you've got some events coming up. Yes,
very exciting event coming up. It's our second annual face-to-face conference for the UK Fibroids and Hysterectomy get together, which we're really looking forward to. That's on the 2nd of March. Yep, the 2nd of March at the Leonardo Hotel in Milton Keynes. Bookings are open on Eventbrite. Pretty sure Shelley put a link out there, or Dee put a link out there for the Eventbrite, but we'll pop that on today maybe. And then, there it is going across the screen now. So yeah, we've got loads of great speakers. Oh, I shouldn't say that because I'm one of them. I'm speaking at this conference with lots of great speakers. We've got an obstetrician gynecologist, Dr. Loretta, who is not only incredibly knowledgeable, intelligent, she's hilarious as well. She's so funny, love her. We've got Hayley Down coming in to talk about nutrition and hormones. And who else have we got? We've got Yvonne coming in. She's talking about... I've forgotten the word because that would be a menopausal brain. Infertility. That's it. There's the word. Got it. You see, it's normal. And then I'll be talking about the menopause aspect from a hysterectomy point of view as well, of course, but from everything, just the what can happen in menopause and what you can do to get that support around you. Because I'm all about the support, so it supports our mental health.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing at the end of the day.
Wow, that's interesting. When you've talked about menopause and hysterectomy, something just popped in my mind because obviously a lot of people, I would presume, and it is an assumption, so please don't come for me, is that people would assume that menopause is for older women, basically. But it just occurs to me that if you have a hysterectomy when you're younger, say like in your early 30s or something, a full hysterectomy, does that then bring the onset of menopause?
Yeah, it does. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I know quite a few women who have had that, and as you say, in very early 30s. One particularly local to me who had to have a full hysterectomy because of cancer cells. And so as a result of the cancer cells, she couldn't go on HRT, so she couldn't do anything medically to support herself. So she's doing her best naturally. And actually, it's about now that she should be having the results to see whether she can have it yet, because her hysterectomy was over 2 years ago now. So she should be able to go on HRT now, which she's just desperate for, because everything she's tried for hot flushes, for example, hasn't worked from a natural alternative. So she's still having to function, having had a hysterectomy, but full-on menopause symptoms. And she actually works for a clinic who supports women with menopause through acupuncture, marmopuncture, that sort of thing. And that's helping hugely, but it doesn't get away everything for her. It's just and that's a very extreme example. There just needs to be a lot more support around that aspect as well for any age where a hysterectomy is involved, because what's still happening is that women are having hysterectomies and not enough, because I can't make a sweeping statement. So it's not a sweeping statement, but the majority of doctors, specialists, consultants don't actually give any. You're going to have a hysterectomy. That means you will go into menopause. You will have menopause because you won't have any more periods. So that's it. It's done. And this is what might happen afterwards. Because a lot of the symptoms are still there. Just because you've stopped having periods doesn't mean that you haven't got the brain fog, doesn't mean that you don't have bouts of itchy skin. And yes, there might be other things in life, but they're often not. And things like loss of libido, that doesn't always come back straight away either. Vaginal dryness is a problem that some women postmenopausally still have. It's more common in perimenopause, but still happens afterwards. And brain fog, where was I going with that? Yeah, so basically, yeah, it's the minute anybody has that sort of thing, more support is needed, and we need the GPs, the consultants to be getting more training, to be offered more training, because it's not mandatory training. Anything about menopause, it's an option, and nice to have. That is being lobbied at the moment, but it is nice to have, and it's really important. So that's part of, again, going back to why am I doing it, that's part of the reason. It's that we need to know what's out there, who can support us, when we're not getting
It does.
support that we think we should get.
Yeah, it does sound something. Well, not sound. It is something that I believe is worthwhile, because obviously, in my mind, you want it to become something that is normal. People understand, and it's not something that you. Because right now it doesn't seem normal. Or if it comes up, it's like, oh, what's that? So I think it's a great piece of work. So
thank you. I just noticed in the chat, Cecile's said that women need support and understanding. Yeah, absolutely. And why is it not mandatory? Great question, brilliant question, for which I don't have the answer. It should be. It absolutely should be.
So if Bruce, if people want to get in contact with you, I mean, obviously we've got the information about the about the conference going across the ticker. But for anybody else who maybe just wants to look at your resources, perhaps they're not particularly able to come to the conference, how would they be able to get in contact with you?
So my website is, well, you can find us on Facebook as well, and Instagram, the Kaleidoscopes, and it's a beautiful butterfly. I'll show you a picture, see if it'll come on screen well enough. Can you see that?
Nice, yeah.
So it's fairly distinctive butterfly. So that's on Facebook, and the website is thekaleidoscopes.co.uk. And all my contact details are all on there as well. So I can be direct messaged on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. We're there too. So anyway, just contact anyone.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. So just while we're waiting for Cecile to come back with her guest, I'll ask you the question that she put to everybody that we asked them. Is that, what do you think about Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day. I think it's a great question. I've had mixed feelings about this over the years because I think it is highly commercialized, and I think we should be able to tell whoever we love every day that we love them, including ourselves. I think that's really important to start with. Start loving yourself, and then if you can't love yourself, you can't truly love anybody else anyway. So if you want to go for it with the commercialism, then have fun. But I'll show you. It's been hidden. This was a gift from a very good friend of mine, sparkly Valentine's hearts, which is cute. It'll go in the loft and it'll last longer than I will. So I'll have that as inheritance for my kids. So at least it gets used. But it's a bit of a giggle. But no, I just think being open about love is more important every day rather than just one. But fantastic.
Yeah.
So before you go, and don't leave because we'll put you in our green room. I don't even know if we haven't even got a green room, have we? You're in the green room.
We can call it that.
And then if we get a chance, we'll bring you back on at the end. But the training then, do you know if there's something being discussed in health around the fact that GPs need mandatory training as opposed to opt-in training?
It's being lobbied for by a number of organisations, including some of the women's well-being, well-being of women. They're lobbying for it with Diane Danzenbrink, who is the country's leading expert on menopause. She's leading researcher. She's been working at it for ages, does a great job with the research. So they're lobbying to get it mandatory. There is a module, if you like, out there and available, but it's just not mandatory part of the training. Yeah.
Okay.
I know my niece qualified as a doctor not that long ago, and she didn't have to do any. So I pointed out that she did have to do some because I'm her auntie.
But also the fact that she's qualified and obviously she's been able to tell you that she didn't have to do any just goes to show that all these other doctors that are qualifying now also don't have to do any. And it's hard enough for women to go to the GP and talk about various different things to then be faced with one that hasn't done any training about it because they don't have to. And also we've still got and this is my opinion, it's nobody else's opinion, before you all start jumping on your bandwagon, we also have surgeries that have got GPs that are about 100 years old.
Yeah.
Who think you need to just get on and just move on.
Yeah, they're the get on with it ones. But I mean, when their partners may have been having going through menopause symptoms, that might have been, seriously, that could have been 40 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And women didn't have as much on their plates, generally speaking. Again, sweeping statement. Women generally didn't have as much because the expectation of going out to work wasn't quite as high.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so there are some dinosaurs out there that aren't helping the game, really.
Okay, before I say anything,
the whole dinosaur thing.
Before I say anything more that I'll get into trouble for, but yes. So thank you for coming on. Stay with us, and we'll hopefully get you back on at the end. But thanks
Brilliant.
Anyway. So
lovely to chat. Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you. Right, so we have got Timothy.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Yeah, doing really well. Really well.
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what it is that you do?
Yeah, I do basically in to Mason, and I do run filmmaking workshops for like young people, children, going to schools, youth clubs, and so and even a museum. I also create promotional videos for businesses. That's another thing that I also do. And with DevelopWise, my focus is basically around kind of empowering and supporting people. Initially, it started out through more young people in general.
Okay.
But actually, it's about anyone that is in a position of maybe a disadvantage, who we can then support and help them with their career development, employability, help them with the cost of living crisis as well, ways that they can help to earn more money, budget, and so on, really.
So tell us a bit about the filmmaking and where you're going with that.
Yeah, well, I've recently started a weekly club at Farley Community Centre.
Okay.
Where children and young people can come along from 4 o'clock every Wednesday till 5:30 and come along, learn filmmaking skills from a professional, and be creative and just have fun and create content around something that they're passionate about. Often when I do the filmmaking clubs, we maybe choose a particular theme. For example, in the past I did one around it's called Be the Change, and so looking at what they want to see change in the community, and we created a number of videos around that theme.
Okay, so have you picked Farley for a reason, or is that just where you've been able to get some a space to use?
Yeah, I chose Farley Community Centre because, once again, I think there's a lot of need there in that area, so I thought it's a good place to start. And as they had the hall available, and it's been good. The first one, we had a family of 4 come out for it, and we're not doing one this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday we're going to start back. And as I said, the aim is to try and keep it as a weekly thing, if we can get enough numbers to support it.
And are you advertising this somewhere? How would they know what's going on?
Yeah. I've put the flyer out. I'm going to do some bit more promotion today, and so I've got a few flyers I've been handing out. I will continue to promote it.
Okay.
The website update as well. Put it on the website as well. So that's the plan, really. So
what made you go down the route of like using Farley Community Centre, the young people getting involved? What drew you to those?
Basically, I mean, it starts back with DevelopWise. DevelopWise was set up in June 2021, and that was with myself. It was with the other director, Oladele Aoyemi, and Simon Mitchell. And basically, what brought us all together to set up DevelopWise was basically out of a passion to help young people and support people in Luton. And so through that, you know, example, Simon Mitchell and also with Oladello got a heart for young people. And so that led us to move to then do projects where that would engage young people. And so filmmaking is one of them.
Okay. So Sunita said, I hope you're applying for funding because you're serving the community.
Yeah. I'm looking to. I've put some applications in. I'm looking to do some more as well, and to see how that can come about. Really,
there's funding out there. I think it's just trying to tap into where it is. It's that person knows about it who will tell that person who knows about it. Shelley and Dee know all of those things, who you can talk to and who you need to kind of have a little word with, because there is definitely funding in Luton for various projects. And you need the funding, because if you get some funding in, you might even just be able to run it with just a few people and not necessarily need larger numbers.
True. I mean, we've recently received some funding for a couple of our projects that the other director, Oladello, is leading on. And we previously got funding for a project we did actually called Luton Empowerment Day.
Okay.
It was a 2-day project last September and last July. And it was the first day was around helping people to set goals and learn how they can meet those goals using a kind of quite a method. And which was about basically doing something every day to help move that goal forward, and having that sort of a discipline, even if it's a small thing like sending out an email to that person, or sending out an email to someone that you're looking for a job for, or something very simple. And also the other part of it was helping people to find out a career that they're interested in, based on their passions and interests. For example, I remember meeting someone. He had quite a big family, really passionate about cooking, really passionate about taking care of his family. And he, when he did the kind of questionnaire, he showed how he had a real passion for cooking, and he wanted to set up his own kind of catering business from that.
Oh wow!
So that was what came out of that, and then he was supported to move forward with that. So that was one of the projects. We've also got some projects coming up where one in March, which is about Luton cost of living warm space is called. So I believe it's like they're meeting with a group of local people, helping them keep warm, helping them to set up a budget, helping them to monetize their skills. And there's also another one in April. Sorry, that was the one in April. The one in March as well, which is about meeting up with local people, and asking them about ways in which we can reduce crime in Luton. And then from that, building a project that can then go forward from that. So that one's running in March, and the other one's going to be hopefully starting in April.
And is that a physical thing? So are you going to be in a building for people to come along to that?
Yeah. I think at the moment they're looking for
space.
Space and so on. But some of those projects have been funded and so on.
So if they've been funded, then hopefully you'll be able to actually find a space that you can. Okay. And do you think are you also looking maybe for free space at some point? Or, well, everybody is, aren't they? That's a stupid question. Everybody is.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get something like that, that'd be great. But I mean, that'd be great.
Okay. So you've got some happening in March. You've got something happening in April, and then on a Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but the next one would be next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So how do people? Where are they seeing this info? Where do the young people need to? I'm
putting that in different Facebook groups. I've emailed it to, for example, Farley School, which is right. And just reaching out to as many people as I can with it. Really, I've got printed out a few flyers. I'm going out and handing them out. Also, what was really encouraging as well, the the family that came out, the first family that came out to the one on Wednesday, last Wednesday, the mother's so impressed with it, keen with it. She's printed out flyers and she's giving them out as she does the school run, you know. So
Oh
really,
my gosh.
really encouraging. Yeah, really, that's really encouraging. Someone that I don't know, she just came along, brought her children, and she's really been kind of really supportive.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's really encouraging.
Yeah, because she is then able to say, I've got this flyer, this was really good, took my kids to it last week. And I think people listen to that then, don't they? A little bit more than something where nobody's been and they don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that is really good. So is she bringing her children back again?
Yeah. She's really keen. So I really want this to continue. It's really going to help her because one of her children have actually got additional needs.
Okay.
So she said like it's really good for him, and she really wants it to continue on. And I said, and I said, well, I'm doing my best to keep it moving forward. And that's why I'm going to be promoting it more. And yeah.
That is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. We will get you back on here again because you've got other things that are coming up. So we will get you back on.
Thank you.
So Sunita has said about the funding, there's plenty of it. But she said she's got some info if you want it. So we'll be able to kind of link you up, or whether Sunita sends a message to the info that we've got going around the bottom. So
my email.
Okay. And you can also get monies for youth and arts. Again, it's tapping into other organisations, tap into the council, stuff like that. So there is definitely money around there. It's just knowing who to talk to. But they're very good, and they do want to give to the local community.
Yeah.
So
I'm very keen. I definitely look to reaching out to like Luton Council. I mean, Luton Council funded a project before that we've done. So I'd be definitely reaching out to them.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
Yeah, I'm very encouraged. I just want to keep it moving. Really, I've wanted to set up a club for a long time because obviously with the kind of other side of my business where I do kind of run workshops. Often I've done it in schools, and it's already been 1 day or 2 day projects, and it comes to an end. But hopefully this thing can be something that will be more long term. It came out of a holiday camp that I ran holiday camp last summer, and we had about 20 children that came out for that. And we gave them food.
Okay.
I was funded through Active Luton.
Right. Okay.
It came from the Department of Education, I think it came from.
Yeah.
And the children loved it. They came out every day. They produced a film. They presented it to the parents. We did it all around healthy eating, exercise, because obviously we've been doing it with Active Luton. I thought let's keep it around the sporting theme. And so if you're one parent came up to me and asked me whether could you do it as a regular thing, and I thought, why not I try and see if I can set it up,
Because and again, I'm just kind of jumping on my own bandwagon here. There used to be clubs. There used to be youth clubs. There was youth clubs in abundance. Every single area had. So that all kind of disappeared. So the fact that you're trying to bring that back is absolutely brilliant, because that's what they need. That's what the young kids need. They need somewhere they can go, but also somewhere where they're going to learn and actually engage in doing something. So you might have some filmmakers.
I mean, I've been to a local. I did a talk at Central Bedfordshire College.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking around employability, spoke to some of the young people there, and I'm looking to provide opportunity. Or have basically provide opportunities for them to come and get some work experience with Develop Wise, so they can come shadow me during the workshops. They can support, so they learn, they develop their skills, and and even the young people that are there, because I'm a professional videographer, I can talk to them through how they can, if they wanted to progress further, what steps they could take. So there's room for, if they want to take it more seriously, they can, or if they just want to just come have some fun and make some films, they can do that as well. But there's that room for both.
Yeah.
That's what I think is really important, you know. Even
Wonderful.
hopefully get certain, like almost like masterclasses where we get different professionals in, so you can talk about their industry and really add some in-depth knowledge to those that I really want to take it a bit further. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a question. Sunita's been having a look at your page. Are you a non-profit organisation?
Yeah, we're CIC. Yeah.
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 Wonderful. And Shelley's asked Dee to connect you with Yemi. So somebody that we know.
Yeah.
We'll get that connection there.
Okay.
Wonderful. So I'm going to ask you the question. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. So what do you do? Are you into the Valentine's Day?
Well,
Is
now
it
I have to
commercial? Have you got to do a big statement?
Yeah, massively now. Yeah, because I'm getting married in a few months' time. So yeah, I've got to make sure it's really great. Or she might call it off. So I'm gonna go out and get stuff.
You do know that means you cannot go to the petrol station for your flowers tomorrow. They've got to be proper ones.
I know, I'm gonna go during my break. I'm gonna go after this. I might run down and get some stuff.
Yeah, see, there you go. No pressure, but you've really got to pull it out because that wedding's only a few months away.
I know. I don't want to dashing the ring back at me, you know.
Going along your florist route. If you're getting married, if you've got a florist that you're needing for the wedding, go to them and then say you want them to do a Valentine's thing for your bride to be.
Oh, okay.
I bet she's already got a
little bit of extra on.
I bet she's already got a florist in hand.
I can't remember. She was talking to someone about it. I think I left her to deal with that side of things. I'm dealing with
that was when you were supposed to be listening. You were supposed to be listening, and then you would know if she's already got a florist, which I would have thought, considering it's only a few months away, she's most probably already done that.
Yeah.
But Shelley's idea is very good. So anybody else out there who is looking for a florist for their wedding, go and say, look, I want to have a look at your, can you do me a Valentine bouquet? So see what it's like. Ready? You know? Yes. Okay. So let's bring on Nikkei and Ruth, and let's kind of wrap up for the day. So he's got a big gesture, real big gesture for tomorrow. What does he need?
Amazing.
Flowers.
Oh, wow. It depends. Is your lady a chocolate or a Prosecco girl? Or does she prefer jewelry?
Yeah, it's like chocolate. Yeah, definitely chocolate, yeah.
Go with the chocolate and the Prosecco, because that might be cheaper than the jewellery. Because you've got a wedding to pay for.
I know. I agree.
I'm not telling you to be cheap, but I'm saying you've got a wedding to pay for. So maybe flowers, chocolate and Prosecco.
Yeah, and if you get flowers, make sure that she's not allergic to any of them, or none of them kick off hay fever, because she won't want a hay fever face when she's getting married.
Thanks for that.
Basics in life.
Oh my days. And you need to send us a picture as well. No pressure, but we want a picture as well. We want to see what you did.
All right, I'll let you know.
So before we wrap up, I just want to say tomorrow, again, if nobody knows about this, I don't know why you don't know, we have got a private showing of the One Love film that's coming on about the life of Bob Marley. It's a members only private screening. It's tomorrow and it's at Cineworld and it starts at 7 p.m. sharp. You can still get some tickets. We've got a few tickets left. So you can just go on to our Facebook page, and all the information is on there. It's going to be an absolute awesome film. We'll have a chat about it afterwards as well, and we've got a couple of singers in our team. See that, Nikki? There's a couple now. There's 2 of them now. And one of them is our boss. So she's going to be singing. So there's going to be lots of singing there. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. So if you haven't got your tickets, you need to get your tickets. You need to get there, get your membership. And yeah, it's going to be fantastic. So that's tomorrow.
Indeed.
Anything else I need to share, Shelley?
International Women's Day.
Of course. International Women's Day, 9th of March. It's at the Luton Hat Factory. It's £8 for non-members, £5 for members. So if you get your membership and you go and see the film, you then get to go to Luton to the International Women's Day at a reduced rate. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's going to be an absolute fantastic event. And then also just a reminder, Ruth, 2nd of March.
Yep.
Is sorry, I was just reading this message that Sunita's then put. So she's been to 9 Mile and learned so much more about Bob Marley. So that's where he's buried. Yeah, it is. It's going to be a brilliant film. So 2nd of March. What hotel is it?
So it's the Leonardo Hotel in Milton Keynes.
Okay.
And it's the Fibroids and Hysterectomy Conference.
Fantastic. And this is the second one, isn't it?
The second one, yes.
Yeah, this is the second one.
Second face-to-face, yeah.
Yes. And Shelley's going. I've just managed to get the day off of work, so I'm going to get a ticket.
Oh, fantastic.
And
yeah, I'm thinking about it actually myself.
Oh, are you coming?
We'll have some freebies as well. I got in the post yesterday some freebies that I didn't think I'd get in time, but they're here. So I can't actually say what they are yet because I've not told V, her lovely organizer. So I think I ought to tell her first. But I know I've got some freebies to bring with me.
You do like a little freebie.
Are they very personal nature? If that's
so it's not a pen then?
It's not
a pen. Okay.
It might help. It might help with intimacy. There we go.
Oh God. Okay. So the lovely Dee Bailey is Shelley, are you listening to that? So our very own Dee Bailey is hosting that day. So it's going to be absolutely brilliant. And like I said, I've managed to get the day off, so I'm going to get a ticket as well. So Nico, we need to go together.
Yeah.
I think that's everything.
Yeah. It's really close to the train station as well. So
thank you, Ruth.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know where the Leonardo Hotel is, it's not a new one. It used to be Drury's Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. Thanks, Shelley.
Okay, now I know where it is. Okay.
Yeah, no, you know.
So thank you, Ruth, for coming on. Thank you,
You're welcome.
Timothy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
We need to see that picture of what you do tomorrow. And we will get you both back on at some point, but definitely before your next event, so that you can just let everybody know. Okay. We will be here next week, next Tuesday, gushing about the One Love movie. So if you don't come with us and see it, you won't know what we're talking about. So we'll see you again next week. See you all. Bye.